Hey everyone, welcome to the show. There was a ton of breaking news over the weekend, so I'm going to jump right in. Friday night, it was reported that newly indicted Mar-a-Lago employee Carlos de Oliveira was given a chance to become a cooperating witness. According to sources who spoke with the Washington Post, de Oliveira sat for a proffer session back in April. They wanted to clear up the suspicions that they had. They gave him what's known as the Queen for a Day status, so nothing he told them could be used against him in an indictment, and they could possibly strike a plea deal or a cooperation deal. One caveat to these proffer sessions, though, is that the witness has to be 100% honest. So that's where things fell apart with de Oliveira. Sources say that the prosecutor believed he was lying, so they told de Oliveira's attorney at that point, yeah, your guy's going to be indicted. So this was months ago. And then today, de Oliveira made his first court appearance, but he's not going to be officially arraigned until August 10th because he doesn't have a Florida-based attorney yet. So we don't know if he's using this as a ploy to drag things out, but we'll see. We also learned on Sunday that the Trump Organization IT director, who I mentioned to you guys last week, his name is Yusil Taveras. Was issued a target letter in this investigation. Sources told CNN that after Trump's first indictment in June, Taveras was informed that his head was also on the chopping block. Now, Taveras, as you guys might recall, he's referred to in the superseding indictment as employee number 4. He is the one who was allegedly asked to delete the server at Mar-a-Lago. The sources say that Taveras met with the prosecutor after Trump's initial indictment, and then he has since changed attorneys. He was previously represented by an attorney named Stan Woodward, but Woodward also represents Walt Nauta, who's also charged. So there's a definite conflict of interest here. So we don't have confirmation yet, but it seems pretty likely that Taveras is a cooperating witness, and that's why he hasn't been charged. I would venture a guess, his new attorney probably said, look, you got to come clean. Someone else is going to beat you to the punch. They're going to get the first agreement, and then you're toast, because once they speak, once they spill everything, they don't need you. So this morning, there was also news about the imminent Georgia indictments. As I mentioned previously, Trump had asked several courts to throw out the special grand jury findings in Georgia. He also asked them to remove the district attorney, Fani Willis, from the investigation. Well, Superior Court Judge Robert McBurney rejected Trump's request, and he wrote that his claims were, quote, either insufficient or else speculative and unrealized. And then the judge explained, quote, they are insufficient because while being the subject or even target of a highly publicized criminal investigation is likely an unwelcome and unpleasant experience, no court has ever held that status alone provides a basis for the courts to interfere with or halt the investigation. Judge McBurney also noted in regard to Trump's claims against DA Willis, quote, overwrought allegations of prosecutorial overreach and judicial error do not suffice to show that there is significant risk of wrongful indictment. So this is really bad news for Trump and his allies, because over the weekend, there was an interview, just off the cuff. DA Fani Willis was interviewed by a news outlet, and she told them, quote, the work is accomplished. We've been working for 2.5 years. We're ready to go. She also said, quote, I made a commitment that we were going to be making some big decisions regarding the election investigation, and that I would do that before September 1, 2023, and I'm going to hold true to that commitment. So it is go time, and Trump will definitely be hitting up his supporters for more cash, because it was also revealed that one of Trump's super PAC has spent over $40 million just this year alone. And not just for himself, but for witnesses also in these many cases and investigations. Now, sadly, although that sounds weird, it is perfectly legal here in the US. Obviously, it can affect their testimony, but that's the way it works. And it appears he might be running out of money. The well might be running dry. The New York Times reported that Trump's campaign requested a refund of $60 million from money that they contributed to another Trump supporting group. $60 million refund. And I hate to point it out because it's so obvious, but this is a supposed billionaire. And he's asking for donations from average Americans to help him pay his legal bills. Anyway, in regard to the attempted coup investigation, the special counsel has been asking witnesses about a meeting in which Trump allegedly said that the election fraud conspiracy theories were insane. Sources who spoke with Rolling Stone news outlets said that witnesses have testified that Trump referred to Sidney Powell's election fraud claims, all that foreign interference nonsense that she was spouting. He called it, quote, crazy. And they say that this happened in November. So this was long before that batshit crazy meeting in December where they got into a shouting match in the Oval Office. This was way before the announcement of January 6th. This was before the fake electors all met and signed fraudulent documents. So, yeah, he knew. In other Trump news, he lost his defamation case against CNN. Trump was suing CNN for $475 million because they used the phrase the big lie, and then they also compared him to Hitler. So U.S. District Judge Raj Singhal, I think that's how you pronounce his name, he is a Trump appointee, by the way. He ruled against Trump, and he said that those statements do not meet the legal requirement for defamation. Trump is also appealing another judge's decision, the one to keep the porn star hush money case in New York. You might recall he tried to get that case moved to federal court, but U.S. District Judge Alvin Hellerstein denied his request. He did score one small victory, though, in that New York case. I shared with you guys last week that the Manhattan DA was trying to obtain Melania Trump's emails. They wanted her emails to and from Trump and others. Well, the judge in that case said the subpoenas were overly broad, so they are not going to have to hand over her emails. Last but not least, it was just reported that Judge Aileen Cannon, the one who's presiding over the classified documents case in Florida, she is receiving many threats. She's been told that she's being watched. One person encouraged others on YouTube to share her address, basically to dox her. And then another YouTube comment stated, quote, Cannon needs to remember the Second Amendment. So a bunch of other stuff. I won't go into all of them, but yeah, I mean, this is what happens. I don't know who's making these statements. Unfortunately, the news reports didn't say whether these were Trump supporters, whether these were people on the left. So I have no idea, but I would imagine anybody referencing the Second Amendment is from Trump's camp. So anyway, guys, I will let you know when I hear more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it with others, become a subscriber, become a supporter of the show. Links are down below in the description box on YouTube and the podcast. Love you all. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.